Hi guys, welcome back to Reading the Word and Understanding the Bible Verse. Today in 1 Kings, I read chapter 3 and chapter 4. And in chapter 3, starting in verse 16 all the way to 28, let me just tell you what I find interesting. Is you have two prostitutes living in one house. They both have babies. One of the baby lived and one of the baby died. And so they go to Solomon and say, they both blame each other that they're the one who has the live baby. So Solomon, having the wisdom of God, says, "Give me a sword," and he orders the baby to be cut in half. So what happens is the true mom comes out and says, "No, the baby does not deserve to die. He deserves to live." And Solomon says, "That is the real mother right there." So what I find interesting about this is verse 28. And it says, "When all Israel heard the verdict the king had given, they held the king in awe, because they saw that he had wisdom from God to administer justice." So that's why I find cool and interesting that all Israel heard that he has wisdom from God. And then what I find interesting in chapter 4 is again the last verse, which is 34. And it says, "Men of all nations came to listen to Solomon's wisdom, sent by all the kings of the world who have heard about his wisdom." So this is really interesting too. Solomon wasn't just known in Israel. He was known his word got out of all around the world that he was wise. So people of all different nations came to him to understand how he was talking and understanding that Solomon had wisdom from God. So that's what I find interesting. So most of these stories kind of go together because they both talk about how Solomon was so wise. Not only in Israel, but all throughout the world. All different men came to Israel to hear Solomon be wise and Solomon talk. So I find that interesting. So just think about that today. Just ask God for some guidance and some wisdom, and he could. If he could help Solomon, he could help us today, not a problem. So I pray that we have a good day, blessed day, love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week.